Hello, my little friends. Welcome to the Little Story channel. I'm Bella. Have fun and learn with today's story. Remember, every story has something special to teach you. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you won't miss the new stories. Shall we begin? Yeah! It was a sunny morning in the forest, and Lucky, the curious little tiger, woke up full of energy, ready to explore. Ever since he was a cub, Lucky had always been adventurous, often wandering a bit too far from home. His mother constantly warned him, "Be careful, Lucky. The forest is big, and its dangers are no joke." But today, his curiosity got the best of him. As he chased a bright blue butterfly, Lucky ventured farther and farther from his family. He leaped over bushes, crossed small streams, and jumped over fallen logs, completely lost in the fun. When he finally stopped to rest, he realized he was far from home. The trees were taller, the shadows darker, and the familiar sound of his mother was nowhere to be heard. "Where am I?" Lucky thought, his stomach tightening with fear. He looked around, trying to recognize the path back, but everything seemed different. The ground was covered in dry leaves rustling in the wind, and the sky, once clear and blue, was now hidden behind gray clouds. The little tiger was alone, and the eerie quiet of the forest sent a chill through him. As he wandered, Lucky tried to remember his mother's lessons. "Always follow the river if you're lost," she would say. But where was the river? Lucky couldn't hear the sound of water, only the whisper of trees and the distant calls of animals he didn't recognize. What now? Will I ever find my way back? Or will the forest swallow me up forever? He wondered, his heart racing faster with each step. As the afternoon wore on, the sky darkened, and Lucky felt the weight of loneliness grow. "What if I never see my family again?" he thought, feeling tears start to well up. To make matters worse, the wind picked up, and the sound of breaking branches in the distance made the small tiger crouch in fear. "Who's there?" Lucky whispered, but there was no answer. Suddenly, he heard something. Footsteps? Yes, slow, heavy footsteps coming towards him. Lucky held his breath and hid behind a bush. Who or what could be approaching? His heart pounded so loudly he feared it would give him away. Is it a predator? Or someone who could help me? The little tiger wondered, his wide eyes filled with terror. Before he could make a decision, a large shadow appeared among the trees. It was a massive animal, covered in dark fur, with piercing eyes. Lucky was frozen in place. Who was this creature? Friend or foe? Was this the end of his adventure, or the beginning of a new challenge? What will happen to Lucky now? The forest is full of mysteries and dangers, and our little tiger is at its heart. Will he survive this terrifying night? Or does fate have unexpected surprises in store for him? This is just a part of Lucky's story, and what comes next could change his life forever. The heavy footsteps grew louder, and Lucky's heart pounded faster. The creature moved closer, its silhouette becoming clearer in the fading light. Lucky, still hidden behind the bush, held his breath, terrified of being spotted. Was this his end? But then, the creature stopped. Lucky peered through the leaves and realized it wasn't a predator at all. It was a massive bear, with fur as dark as the night sky and eyes that seemed to glow softly. The bear sniffed the air and looked around, as if searching for something. Lucky's fear battled with his curiosity. Should I run? Should I stay hidden? He wondered. Before he could make a decision, the bear spoke in a deep, calm voice. I know you're there, little one. There's no need to hide. Lucky's heart skipped a beat. He knows I'm here, he thought, but something about the bear's voice felt kind. Slowly, and with trembling legs, Lucky stepped out from behind the bush. The bear turned his head, his eyes locking onto the small tiger. "Lost, are you?" he asked, his voice gentle but firm. Lucky nodded, too scared to speak at first. I lost my way," he finally managed to say. His voice was small, and his tail tucked nervously between his legs. The bear sat down slowly, his massive body making the ground beneath him shudder slightly. "This forest is tricky," he said. "Many who wander too far get lost. But you're lucky I found you." Lucky blinked, surprised. Lucky. He had always thought of himself as brave, not lucky. "But how will I find my way home?" The bear tilted his head. "The forest is vast, and the night is coming. It will be dangerous to travel alone in the dark." Lucky's stomach turned at the thought of spending the night in this strange, mysterious forest. "Dangerous?" he repeated, his small voice filled with worry. "What kind of danger?" The bear's eyes softened. "The forest at night brings out the prowlers, the ones who hunt in the shadows. Wolves, owls, and creatures even I have never seen. You'll need more than luck to make it through." Lucky's paws trembled, but he forced himself to ask, "Then what should I do? How can I survive the night?" The bear looked up at the sky, where the first stars were beginning to appear. "You can stay with me, and I'll watch over you until the morning." But after that, his voice trailed off, as if something weighed heavily on his mind. "But after that, what?" Lucky asked, his curiosity growing despite his fear. The bear's gaze grew distant. "There are things I can't protect you from, little one. Even I have limits in this forest." Lucky's ears perked up. What could be so dangerous that even this powerful bear can't face it, he wondered. The air around them seemed to grow colder, and a strange, unsettling silence fell over the forest. Will I ever find my way back home? And what is this danger the bear speaks of that lurks beyond even his protection? Lucky thought, his mind racing. The night was only beginning, and it seemed that the true challenge was still ahead. The darkness thickened, and as the first howls echoed through the trees, Lucky realized that this night would test him in ways he had never imagined. The story of Lucky is far from over. What will happen next in the heart of the forest? As the sun began to rise, casting soft light through the trees, Lucky's heart felt heavier than ever. He had spent the entire night with the bear, listening to the distant howls and feeling the weight of the forest's dangers all around him. Though the bear had kept him safe, Lucky knew he couldn't stay there forever. He had to find his way home, to his mother. "I can't give up," he whispered to himself, standing up on his shaky legs. The bear, noticing the determination in the young tiger's eyes, gave him a nod of approval. "You have the heart of a fighter, little one," the bear said. "Follow that instinct. It will lead you where you need to go." Lucky felt a spark of hope. "Thank you," he said, bowing his head respectfully. He took a deep breath and began walking, heading deeper into the forest, the direction his heart told him to go. The forest seemed endless, and Lucky's small paws were growing sore from walking for so long. But something inside him kept pushing him forward. His mother's face kept flashing in his mind, her warm smile, her comforting touch. He had to find her. After hours of walking, Lucky's stomach growled with hunger, and his body begged him to rest. But then, just as he thought he couldn't take another step, he noticed something familiar. A scent. A scent he had known his whole life. "Mama," he whispered, his heart leaping with hope. He followed the scent, his paws moving faster now, pushing past bushes and branches. As he ran, the scent grew stronger. His heart pounded in his chest, the excitement almost too much to bear. And then, through the trees, he saw her. There, standing in a small clearing, was his mother. Her golden eyes were wide with worry as she scanned the area, clearly searching for her lost cub. "Mama!" Lucky cried out, his voice cracking with relief and joy. He rushed toward her, his small legs moving as fast as they could. His mother's head snapped in his direction, and the moment her eyes locked onto Lucky, she sprinted toward him, tears filling her eyes. "Lucky," she called, her voice trembling with emotion. They met in the middle, and Lucky collapsed into his mother's embrace. She nuzzled him, covering him with warm licks, her tears falling freely. "Oh, my brave little cub," she whispered, her voice choked with relief. "I thought I lost you." Lucky pressed into her, his heart swelling with happiness. "I never gave up, Mama. I kept going, because I knew I'd find you." His mother pulled back just enough to look into his eyes. "You are so strong, Lucky. I am so proud of you." Lucky smiled up at her, feeling safe and whole again. The fear and loneliness he had felt in the forest were now fading away. He had made it, thanks to his determination, and now he was finally home. But as the two tigers rested together, something stirred in the distance. The forest, though calm now, seemed to whisper of something more, something that Lucky and his mother had yet to face. What other challenges might be waiting for Lucky and his family? The story may have found a moment of peace, but in the heart of the forest, anything could happen next. Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, please give the video a like and leave a comment below. Tell me what you learned. Share it with your friends so they can join our adventure too. Also, check out this story here, it's amazing. Trust me,